What is going on, friends? Let's go deep here, back at the marsh, doing a little bit of walking. Thought I'd do a little bit of talking. Today I want to talk about bringing things to scale. And what do I mean by that? Sometimes in life, things occur small and large, but are we properly understanding the scale, or are we keeping the scale of an event or events in mind? I like to use this example a lot. We see the commercials, they tell folks all the time they shouldn't be picking up the bad habits, the ones that high schoolers really struggle with, right? Like the 80s, the old tobacco, the old cigarettes. A lot of people don't feel like or realize that just picking up one is significant, right? You know, people go to parties and, I was young in high school growing up. Kids want to be cool and be edgy, be a badass. But I still deal with the effects of my smoking, although I don't smoke anymore, and I haven't smoked in a while. Years. When you think about how I used to smoke cigarettes, it's been nearly 10 years, right, since I ever was smoking more than a pack a week, okay, or a pack every couple of days, every few days. At one point, a pack every day. But what I'm talking about is bringing an event into scale. Like what I'm doing now, I'm just walking today at the latter portion of March. But one walk today, what if I do this once a week? 4 walks a month. What if I do this once a week forever, for the rest of my life? Well, then with that understanding and that ability and that concept to bring it to scale, you're defining a new life for yourself. You're defining a new reality. You're changing, you're morphing, you're becoming the person that you are each and every single day, okay? So I apologize if that was a little choppy. Almost tripped back there in the mud. What I'm trying to say, folks, is we've got to start, and we all got to start somewhere, and we're going to get somewhere from that. I know we will. I promise we will. Just like when I first started urban exploring and hiking and walking and going to parks, it's as easy as going on a drive, getting in the car. It's that easy. If you can't get into the car or on the bus, find a way to get to an area near you in which you have availability to walk and talk, to think, to speak, to scream if you need to, look at something new, get some fresh air, break up your day, break up your week, break up your month, break up your year, okay? It's not that hard, okay? And trust me, I do hard stuff, yeah, but I'm not the person that is the biggest, challenge me type out there. I try to keep a pretty good balance of being mixed and relaxed and chilling out, but also being active, proactive, reactive, getting out there, pursuing more than just what I can view on a screen or even in passing a drive. It's worth it, folks, to get out there and to go do something. You could bring things to scale. 1 walk a week. Friends, I would do this, and I have done it in periods of time, daily, where I would do the best I could, multiple times a day. Summer 2022, I was out there multiple times per day. I spent more time outdoors than indoors, and I was not camping. Wake up in the morning, do my thing. And during the summer, I'd be out, I just get out there and go see what I could, discover, get fresh air, do a lot of photography. I've done a lot of photography and videography, a bunch, and it's in my phone. And anytime I'm feeling that nostalgia, or I just want to take a look back at my portfolio, what I've captured, I take a look at it all and I'm like, wow, I've really been to some places, and it's been thousands of miles trekked, of walked over the years. I would say my official start to exploring, which is a combination of urban, suburban, rural, parks, etc. Exploring. That would be 2019 is when the pendulum really did flip for me, that it would be best if I divided things up a little bit and did not remain indoors as much as I had, and not just going to one park or going on one cruise, because that's how it was for me. I would go on one adventure at the park, to the local park. There were a few other parks before that I had been to, but I wasn't in the exploring mind frame. So definitely I wasn't looking to be out there at every park I could. Now, fast forward nearly 6 years later, dozens of parks, and just going to a park once, you don't always get the full thing. Like today is my second time here. It's awesome. I'm on a different trail. I'm getting a different perspective of the park. It's valuable in the fact that it gives me a space to do some recording, to do some talking, see what's going on with folks, right? I'm discovering a little new area here. See what we've got over here, a farm it looks like. We've got a middle school back there. Nice, all right. Pretty standard. All right, back to the subject, bringing things to scale. I'm working on this myself, friends. I'm working on bringing things to scale the best I can. Not looking at the complexities and difficulties of life, but finding a way, any way possible, to make things easy and smooth. As that's the life we desire, is an easy, smooth life. I think we'll get it. Doesn't always come easy. You got to tweak your strategy, folks. I mean, strategies change. We can't hold on to the same strategy of 2020, right? This is 2025. New strategies will be needed going forward. Keep leaning into the best elements of yourself. I try, what would I do for free every day and always? Well, one of the things I would do, I love the idea of, is making videos. It's a little bit of history that I'm creating here, which today is the 24th or 25th of March, right at the end of the month there. Getting warmer and looking forward to a good April. Most folks are. All in all, I would just say that focus on the good, keep the concept of scale in mind, know that things do develop, grow, and change as we do, right? If you knew somebody at age 18 compared to age 28, they wouldn't be the same person, right? Because it would be the same person, but it would be a different version of that person, what I meant. So I believe in change and constant change, and always doing what we can to expand and grow. Growth ain't easy, and difficulties of different kinds absolutely do arise. But we've got our brain and our body, and the universe is on our side, right? So we'll be able to do this type of stuff and much more than we expected. Just like with hiking and exploring in the urban sense. It started with just a park. Well, it really started with just going on a drive. I would take a similar route to my I would use a similar route on my cruise that I used to do back in the day, 2018, 2019, years before then. Go straight, take left, take right, come back home. It got to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm tired of going and driving down the same road, feeling like I did something, got out of the house. It satisfied as far as listening to music, but it didn't give much else beyond that, going on a little cruise. So I started parking at different places, churches, looking on the maps, and you start to discover stuff and look at pictures and watch videos, and there might be a lot more in your area to explore than you originally thought. Okay, so that's just one of the things that I've discovered. The more you look, there's more and more things to see, for sure, absolutely. Look at me right now. This is brand new to me. I know over there, I believe is the end of the park, so swing around back this way. But definitely keep things in mind. Things do and can start small, but should and most likely will develop and grow into something great. Do the best you can as often as you can. Give yourself grace and give other people grace the best that you can, because bullshit does arise, okay? We do face a lot of bullshit out there. We know this. It comes in different forms and different varieties, but you got to be resilient to it, soldier, and understand that the bullshit must be some form of a test, because especially at the undeserving, you do wonder. But if we can zoom in and zoom out, our lives aren't so bad regardless, in most cases, right? What rubbish we have to hear from people, that's the rubbish that's on their spirit. I've had to deal with people telling me rubbish to the point where I've had to curse them out and say, hey, look, you're not gonna just tell me rubbish and you know what I mean? You're not just gonna be speaking rubbish into my ears like that. It's not gonna fly. So keep your eyes open and look at scale, and how often are things happening? How often are people telling you trash? Keep it all in mind, because it means something. Know that you can change it. You can do a lot. You can turn the page. You can create a new story. You can create a new identity. You can do a lot of stuff for yourself and for the world. And it can start small, but keep in mind that we can scale things out, and we can zoom in, zoom out, and we can change our trajectory. We can change our intensity. We can change our intention. So generally, power to the individual. No matter who is against us, we're gonna make it. I do the best I can to shed the stress off, going to the park, getting a good walk in, getting a good talk in, telling folks that, hey, I know it's rough. Money goes up, money goes down, this comes up, that comes up, but find balance. I mean, all the yogis, all the monks, all the enlightened folks of the past, they do say, typically, balance is key, and the key, we've heard it referred to as the key to even. I believe that. So balance is definitely the key to even. Looks like we've got some cranes around here, different birds out here. I've seen marsh hawks and eagles and all kinds of birds outside. Get good photos and good pictures of them. Awesome. Capture the moment, keep the memory. But back to what I was saying, the wise people, the Stoics, everybody talks about balance and putting your intention behind balance. And I've done so, okay? I've been journaling for 13 years, okay? journaling, which is a form of that reflection, that deeper expression, that deeper work. You pair journaling with video making, artistry. You know, those are great forms of expression that can help you move into another area of life, another phase of life, which I've done so. So yeah, time is moving. We're all moving. The world is a portal. We're going through it. We're going through this world. We're changing. We're morphing. We're transcending. But I believe at the end of this all, we're going to be a lot better for it, and we're going to be happy that we went through it. So that was my video today, folks. From Lens Go Deep, I'm saying please do keep in mind the scale of things, and just because it was a one-off, or just because it happened one time, or it's just this one time, it could be a lot more significant than you think. All right, Lens Go Deep, signing off.